The story of one day tells about the disappearance of Jacob Wetterling and how he disappeared and was found after 27 years.
Today, nearly 27 years after his abduction, Jacob Wetterling's remains have been found. Well, that's according to his parents. Jacob went missing in 1989 while biking with his brother and a friend. A law enforcement source says a person of interest led them to some remains, but authorities are not confirming they are the remains of Jacob Wetterling.
Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, and after you finish the story, watch the story of the New York serial killer. On October 22, 1989, 11-year-old Jacob Wetterling rode his bike to a local video store in St. Joseph, Minnesota. He had no idea that this would be his last happy experience. On his way home, Wetterling was kidnapped and never seen alive again. His best friend and younger brother were also there, but fled when the masked perpetrator ordered them to flee at gunpoint, ABC News reported. Local police cooperated with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, as they believed Wetterling's disappearance was connected to a series of recent cases in the area involving child abuse that remained unsolved. The FBI was confident that these incidents were not random. With a list of suspects, they questioned a local man named Danny Heinrich a few months after Wetterling's disappearance. While they took samples of his DNA, testing methods were not yet standardized. The disturbing truth only came to light in 2015. Renewed investigations match Heinrich's DNA to a sexual assault on another boy a few miles away from Wetterling's last known location. Although the statute of limitations for that crime had long since expired, police obtained permission to search Heinrich's home and found shocking answers to Wetterling's disappearance. Jacob Irwin Wetterling was born on February 17, 1978 in Long Break, Minnesota, where he had a beautiful childhood before his life was stolen forever. Raised by his parents, Jerry and Patty Wetterling, he and his younger brother, Trevor, had the freedom to roam outdoors and ride their bikes like most kids of their generation. However, on October 22, 1989, Patty Wetterling wanted her children to stay home, she told CNN. She and her husband were at a dinner party when Jacob called her at 9 p.m. to ask permission to go to the video store. Since it was already dark and the boys had to leave their little sister Carmen alone to do this, their mother said no. The kids then called Jacob's father, Jerry, to try again. They assured him they would wear safety vests and use flashlights for the 1-mile trip to the store. As for Carmen, they will have to hire their 14-year-old neighbor as their nanny. Jerry agreed, and the Wetterling brothers and their friend Aaron set off. After renting the movie, The Naked Gun, 1988, on VHS tape, the trio got on their bikes and headed back. They had not gone far when a masked man appeared from a driveway and ordered the boys to abandon their bikes in the ditch and lie face down on the asphalt. Then he asked them about their ages. 10-year-old brother Trevor was told that he must run into the woods and not look back or he would be shot. The man then asked Jacob and Aaron to turn their backs so he could examine their faces before ordering 11-year-old Aaron to leave as well. Trevor and Aaron ran to the house to alert the neighbors, but that was the last time Jacob Wetterling was seen alive. Neighbors immediately notified Wetterling's parents and the police. Officers responded to the kidnapping site within 6 minutes and began searching for Wetterling on the ground and by helicopter. Unfortunately, they found no sign of him, despite the optimism of Stearns County Sheriff John Sainer. Everyone thought that within a few hours we would be able to solve it, she recalls. By the time Patty Wetterling granted an interview with the Pioneer Press in Minnesota 2 months later, both the FBI and the National Guard had joined the search. Residents founded the Friends of Jacob Wetterling group and got 1,000 requests to help distribute flyers to raise awareness. Donations were directed to the center to create a high-priced reward, and police received thousands of tips. Heinrich was questioned by the FBI on December 16, 1989, but was released without charges after a sample of his DNA was taken. Decades passed without any arrests in the case until Detective Joy Baker intervened. Baker was 22 when Wetterling disappeared, and she wrote her first post about the case in 2010. She became personally interested in the matter after seeing Wetterling's devastated parents on TV, so she began investigating. It didn't take long for me to focus on Jared Sherrill's case. Sherrill was 12 years old when he was kidnapped and raped by a masked man on January 13, 1989. The suspect threatened to use a gun and ordered him to run without looking back or he would be shot. Because this had happened within 10 miles of the site of Wetterling's kidnapping, Baker believed the two incidents were related. Baker's work received widespread attention when she and his mother, Cheryl, were hosted on CNN's The Hunt in 2014. After renewing their efforts, authorities discovered that previously unknown DNA from Cheryl's crime scene matched Heinrich's DNA. Unfortunately, for Cheryl, the statute of limitations had expired, and here we have reached the end of the story. I hope you like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.